Hi, everybody. Tunisia Liane here, bringing you a little something special on how not to be a slave to fear and to overcome it with faith. What a world we live in with pain, fear, and depression, you name it. But guess what? God is right here with so much love, healing, kindness, and friendship. So it's actually quite unfortunate that so many of us are hardly aware of that. For example, we're surrounded with the worldly concept that fear is okay because it's a universal human experience. Everybody feels afraid. Whereas God says, I haven't given you the spirit of fear. So don't be afraid of any evil because I'm with you. Now, how many of us are familiar with this scripture? And of that number, how many of us actually believe that and live by that? Think about it. Not needing to be afraid. That is absolutely amazing. And that is literally the level of protection that God has for us. We can wholeheartedly trust that whatever we feel the need to be afraid of, we actually really don't have to be afraid of that at all. Now, of course, we're human, so experiencing negative emotions is quite common. Not wanting to feel it and struggling with it is even more common. How many of us have struggled with some sort of bad feeling? I certainly have. When I was at the beginning phase of my business, I had such intense fear of failure that one day, when I finally mustered up the courage to purchase the website for my business, all I could do was just hover my finger over the purchase button. And no matter how hard I tried, I could not bring myself to press it. I was so afraid of failure, of being taken advantage of on the internet, of losing everything I'd worked for, that I was stressed out. I was this emotional ball of anxiety. So when I had finally given up trying to purchase that website, I just curled up on my bed in the fetal position and I just had to de-stress. I just self-soothed, comforted my soul just to try and recover from that traumatic, stressful, emotional experience of fighting myself, to force myself past my fear, to just take action. But I just couldn't. Now, I know that may seem a bit extreme, but that's actually quite common. Lots of people suffer from debilitating states of fear like I did. I was very, very afraid I would fail, and I'm afraid I would lose everything if I took that chance. But you know what? Faith was actually the only way to get over that chasm of fear that I was feeling. I knew that everything I wanted to gain was on the other side of pressing that button and purchasing that website. My financial freedom, the wealth, my prosperity, a better life for me and my family, and my ability to help others, everything was waiting for me. So I had to do it. I knew that God wanted me to start the business. He'd led me, He'd opened the doors for it to happen. And so I had to take that chance and just trust Him that it was going to be okay. And that's the key, trusting Him. Many people just don't realize that listening to fear actually means they're not listening to God, who is saying that, it's going to be okay. For me, it actually took several attempts, but I must say that all along the way, God was my number one coach. He wouldn't let me quit. And one day, because I just wanted to be obedient to Him so badly and just do what He wanted me to do, I just took a chance and I did it. And that step of faith is what allowed me to overcome my fear of failure and freed me from the bondage of fear. What I would soon find out is that first instance of freedom and taking that chance was also the catalyst for me to live out God's purpose for my life. But I couldn't have imagined that or foreseen where God was taking my life as a result of moving in obedience and in faith and starting my business. It's just mind-blowing to think of where he's brought me from and what he's given me, and extremely exciting to know where he's going to take me next. I'm super blessed that God got me beyond those tough days. And looking back, I can see that I was so ignorant and limited in my mind, holding on to my fear. But now, because of faith, that fear is just a thing of the past, and I'm fully delivered from that. And you know what? God has deliverance for all of us. That's his desire. Along with deliverance comes enlightenment, blessings, a higher level of faith, freedom, and just so much more. It's just waiting on the other side of getting past that fear and having that faith. You have to press past your fear and have faith in God. It is worth it. It will pay off. Trusting God and just giving him a chance to heal you and deliver you from whatever your particular fear is, or even from your pain, from your trauma, from your depression, or any emotional wound. The results, the benefits are just going to be so far beyond your expectations. You know, here's a mind shift for you. The person who gave you emotions is well able to heal you from negative emotions and just so much more. You know, God is powerful, but he's tender. He's loving, he's gentle, and very approachable. He's the creator of life itself, your solution, your healer, your soother, your comforter, your friend, your confidant. And he's just waiting for you to give him that chance. So check this out. 1 John 4 verse 18 says, there's no fear in love. And this is like what I was referring to earlier. But perfect love casts out fear, because fear has torment. And he that feareth is not made perfect in love. Who knows that fear just torments you to pieces, right? Like, what that scripture is saying is that you're so totally tormented from fretting and from anxiety, and there's no rest from that. You're in such a negative space. But when you're loving God and you're open and you're trusting him, there's no room for fear there. There's no fear in love. Love is taking that chance to trust. God has not given you the spirit of fear, but power and love and a sound mind. And that is his great desire for you, to be free and to be at peace. So I hope you're going to give him that chance and embrace that freedom that he's already provided for you. Just remember that he loves you very much. And so do I. Be blessed.